They thought he didn't belong there. Too young, too quiet, too out of place. So they ignored him. Until the moment everything changed. It was a quiet afternoon. Inside a luxury dealership just outside the city. Glass walls, polished floors, cars that most people only saw online. And then, he walked in. Malik Carter, 18 years old, dressed simply, clean, intentional, not flashy, but not careless either. The moment the door closed behind him, heads turned, not openly, but just enough. A quick glance, a silent exchange, the kind that says, "Why is he here?" Malik didn't notice, or maybe he did, but he kept walking. A salesperson approached. Smile, but not warm. "Can I help you?" Malik nodded. "Yeah, I was looking at the RS model." A pause. Subtle, but there. "That's one of our higher-end vehicles." Malik smiled slightly. "I know." Instead of showing him the car, the salesperson redirected. "We have some more affordable options over here." Malik didn't move. "I'd like to see that one." Now the tone changed. Less polite. More dismissive. "Are you planning to finance? Do you have a co-signer?" Questions stacked quickly. Not to help, but to test. Malik stayed calm. Answered each question. But it didn't matter. Because the assumption had already been made. Another customer walked in. Older. Better dressed. The salesperson turned away immediately. Left Malik standing there. Mid-conversation. For a moment. Malik just stood there. Quiet. Not angry. Not reactive. Just still. Because this wasn't new. He could leave. Walk out. Forget it. But he didn't. Instead, he walked up to the desk. And calmly said, "I'd like to speak with someone about purchasing the RS model." The room shifted slightly. The same salesperson returned. A small laugh. Barely hidden. "Look, I don't think you understand." Malik held his gaze. "I understand exactly what I'm asking." A pause. Then, "This isn't really your level." The words hung in the air. Heavy. Uncomfortable. But Malik didn't react. Not the way they expected. He just nodded. Stepped back. And waited. The doors opened again. Soft at first. Then louder as they closed. He didn't turn. But others did. Because someone had just walked in. A woman. Composed. Confident. Effortless presence. The kind that changes a room without speaking. The staff noticed immediately. Because they knew her. She didn't stop at the desk. Didn't look at the cars. She walked straight. To Malik. And smiled. "Did you find what you were looking for?" The room froze. Because now, everything changed. The same staff who ignored him, now watched closely. The salesperson's posture shifted. Confidence, gone. Replaced by something else. Uncertainty. Because they recognized her. Not just as a customer, but as someone with influence. "Was there a problem?" she asked calmly. Malik hesitated. Not out of fear, but restraint. "I asked about the RS model." A pause. They suggested something else. The room went quiet. The manager stepped in quickly. Too quickly. There must have been a misunderstanding. But she didn't look at him. She looked at Malik. Because now, the conversation wasn't controlled by them. It was centered on him. The one they overlooked. The car was brought out. Keys presented. Tone changed. But it didn't matter anymore. Because the moment had already happened. Malik didn't celebrate. Didn't react. He simply stood there, the same way he had when he walked in. But now, they saw him differently, because the truth is, nothing about him changed. Only their perception did. And maybe that's the real problem. Not who people are, but what others assume before they even know them. What do you think? Was it just a misunderstanding? Or something deeper? They thought the moment was over. A quick apology, a change in tone, business as usual. But they didn't understand. This wasn't just about a sale. The dealership moved fast. Too fast. Managers stepped in. Voices softened. Smiles returned. But something about it felt rehearsed. Like they weren't fixing the problem, just covering it. Malik stood beside his mother. Still calm. Still composed. But this time, he spoke differently. It wasn't just what he said, Malik explained. It was how he said it. A pause. Like I wasn't supposed to be here. The manager shifted uncomfortably. We don't tolerate that kind of behavior. But Malik didn't look at him. He looked at the salesperson. Because this wasn't about policy. It was about what actually happened. You redirected me, Malik said. Before I even finished speaking. Silence. You asked questions you didn't ask anyone else. The room grew still. Because now, it wasn't just uncomfortable. It was undeniable. His mother finally stepped forward, calm, controlled, but firm. Let's be clear, she said. This isn't about a misunderstanding. She looked around the room. This is about how he was treated the moment he walked in. The dealership staff had nothing to say, because the usual responses weren't working, and that's when it hit them. This wasn't just a customer. This was accountability. The manager offered to make things right. Discounts, upgrades, private service. But Malik didn't react. Because this wasn't about compensation. I didn't come here for special treatment, Malik said. I came here to be treated normally. And that line changed everything. Because now the question wasn't, would they fix the sale? It was, what would they do about what already happened? And for the first time, they didn't have an answer. The story didn't end in that showroom. It followed them outside, into conversations, into decisions, into consequences. Malik and his mother left the dealership, not rushed, not angry, but thoughtful, because moments like that don't just disappear. That night, they talked, not just about the car, but about the experience. This isn't new, his mother said, but it's not something we ignore. They had options. Walk away, forget it, move on, or address it. The next day, a formal complaint was filed. Not emotional, not exaggerated, just factual, clear, detailed. The dealership responded quickly. Meetings were held. Statements were issued. Policies reviewed. The salesperson faced disciplinary action. Training was implemented. Processes were updated. But something still lingered. Because policies don't change people overnight. And statements don't erase experiences. Malik stood outside a different dealership days later. Same posture. Same calm presence. But something had shifted. Not in him, but in how he chose to respond. Because what happened to him wasn't just about one place. It was about perception, expectation, and the assumptions people make without thinking. And maybe the most important question isn't what happened. It's this. How often does it happen without being challenged? What do you think? Was it handled the right way? Or should more have been done?